So, our first topic today is AI right now. And this is presented by Aaron Zamykal, founder and CEO of Actualisation. Now, Aaron draws on his 24 years experience in business across several industries to run his business building and deploying AI for small and large businesses across the world. This word, AI, has come up several times in our sessions yesterday. I know it'll come up again in our panel discussion. So hopefully we can get some direction right now on how we can tackle it and how it is going to affect us. So put your hands together, please, for Aaron.
Good morning, good morning. I wish I was at the dolphin show. I'm not sure I wanted to eat one. So AI. So we're going to get through 30 minutes on AI right now and make it as practical as possible. You know, AI is changing the world. I mean, most of us have probably used ChatGPT, right? Or not. We might talk a little bit about that today, but it's everywhere, and we're actually at the end of AI. We're not at the start. And this has been running for about 75 years, and we're using techniques in AI right now that have been around for 30 to 40 years, right? So AI is not new. The application is, and the speed of acceleration into businesses all around the world, including yours, is rapidly happening. So I just want to preface a little bit here. We have a positive view on AI. You know, AI is really maths and code, right? You know, there's language around evil, positive, happy, sad, all these type of things, but ultimately it's maths and code. And it's designed to make decisions on your behalf or support you in that. So our view is that it's giving us back more time and space than ever before. It's taking the robot out of us, right? So you think about in your business, all the robotic things that you have to do. AI has the opportunity to take those out, to replicate them, to support you in your decision making. And so, you know, we're talking about 4-day work weeks now around the world. I don't know if anyone's keen on a 4-day work week. The only way we're going to achieve those things is with efficiency, right? And AI is actually allowing us to do that. So there's a QR code here on the slide. There's a lot to get through in 30 minutes. If you want to connect, you can. Put the phone up. I'm going to stay for morning tea as well. We can have a chat. But if you need to reach out, please do. So Industrial Revolution. The main thing that helped Industrial Revolution was the development of steam. And steam allowed factories to transport machinery, equipment, etc. around to different parts, and it increased production or efficiency by about 25%. We know that now, right? What we're seeing in AI is a markedly increase in output. So we're looking at 35 to 50% output. What does that mean? Well, I don't need to spend, 2 hours every night doing my paperwork. I don't need to remind my team every day to make sure that they fix that joint, right? So the ability for an algorithm or a system, and we'll talk a little bit about that this morning, to actually do those things is now greater than ever. And it's simple and cost effective to implement. Because a lot of these things have been around, except it was in banking and big business, and it cost millions and millions of dollars. Now, it's lower than the average wage. So I want to talk about, does anyone play bridge? Any bridge players in the room? I don't play bridge, very complex game apparently, but it requires a lot of human endeavour, right? A lot of human thinking, strategy. And it's not widely spoken about, but in the last 18 months, 2 years, we had a big breakthrough in the AI community, right? I've been in AI for 10 years. This was a big deal where an algorithm beat the world champion bridge players. And this was different because we had things like, I'll put a few slides here, 96 was chess, right? Chess champion was beaten by an AI, then checkers, then we had Jeopardy, so an algorithm won $1 million. I don't know what it's going to do with that. 2016 was Google's DeepMind AlphaGo. There's a great documentary on Netflix about that called Go. It's a very complex board game. And then in 2022, Nooka AI beat 8 World Bridge champions in Paris. And this was the first time that human thinking and decision making was able to be replicated in a network, right? In a system. It was a big deal. Now, this slide's about 3 months old. Harvard then introduced an AI professor. So you can go to Harvard University and you can do a coding course and there's no human running the course. It's completely run by AI. It learns how you go. You can study for 24 hours if you want to, and it just keeps teaching you, right? So we're starting to see human intelligence being inserted into these algorithms and to be able to support people to do things. Now, this is interesting. So this is a quantum computer. Has anyone seen this? So this is Google's quantum computer. Quantum computer's not quite there yet, but the difference is, so with a computer, it works like this. You know, it's 1 + 2 + 3 + 4 + 5. A quantum computer will do 1 to 5 all at once. It'll do a calculation all at once. This computer will do a 46-year mathematical equation. It'll take a normal computer 46 years to work out. It'll do it in 6 seconds. Right? So we think about curing cancer, medical research that takes years and years and years. We get quantum computing right. All the calculation is done at once. We're quite excited by this. They're very temperamental. They don't like elevators and electrical signals and things like that. It can throw out the calculations. And Australia's doing a great job with this too. We've got some great minds working on this. This is the future. We'll talk about quantum computing a little bit later on. This is the last sort of technical slide, and then we're going to get into some practical stuff. But this is a neuron, right, which is in our brain. And this is how AI works, okay? It doesn't look as beautiful as this. It's all, we've kind of made it simple and easy to understand. But you have a bunch of these inputs, right? So that might be your business data, job data, location data, financial data, all this data coming in. And the way that our brain works is that's all of our life experiences and things that we learn. They're the inputs, right? Then it goes through this process to make a decision, which is this axon trunk, this yellow bit here. And then we get an output, right? So in life we live, we have all these decisions that we make, and then we do something, we do an action. AI is exactly the same, right? Uses probability and code to work it out. And then you start to get these outputs. And in business, it can relate to predicting something will happen. It might coach your people. It might guide you to make a decision. It might reduce your search time. It might replace these things, moving boxes on a schedule, etc. So AI is no different. It's about human endeavour, and it's about working on a system that allows us to make decisions, right? So let's get stuck into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about is creating a brain in your business. So we call this an AI factory, right? And you've got this central brain. And the concept is, or the system, we build these every day in our business for clients, is you have data coming in from your business. And that might be people data, job data, all the software platforms that you use feed into it, all the products that you use. And this is all about taking ownership of your data and ownership of your business, right, into your own AI factory. You can spin these up in a matter of weeks. They're not complicated. You can connect all your systems together. The key thing is here about data sovereignty. So if you want AI to work for you and you want to accelerate your business, you need to build one of these. This is the step one, right? ChatGPT, plug-in apps, all that kind of thing, are not looking at your data. And your business is your data, right? Your knowledge, your experience, all the machinery manuals and the hot water systems and all those sort of things, all that information can be put into your data lake, your AI factory. Why do you do this? Well, one, if I run a business, I've got 70 plus people doing work all around the world. I want to own my data, right? I might use different software systems, but I can pull that data into my factory. And then I can ask my business what to do. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. The whole point of the AI factory is then to get automation out of it. So all your data goes into one big pot and everything comes out. Has anyone used ChatGPT? Good, yeah. So look, the fastest adopted subscription in the world, right? There's a race to 1 million users. It did it in 4 days. Pretty incredible. This is what's called a large language model, and it's been around for a long time, actually. Again, not new, but the difference is that we're seeing this acceleration in capability. So who's got the paid version? Okay, great. Who's got the free version? Okay, all right. So the free version, 3 or 3.5 GPT, they call it, it's a model, is this little dot here. That's the amount of data that it looks at in one go. The next version up, 5's coming out soon, next version up, 100 trillion. 175 billion to 100 trillion in one version. And the difference as well is that it's multimodal, video, audio, text, image, right? So you think about that. I mean, the police force is using that now to analyse 1,000 hours of CCTV footage, and they ask their video, when did the car door open on Rego 59436? Whereas they'd have 5 people doing that for 2 weeks, right? Now it tells them, here it is, this is when the car door opened. So you think about that in your business, and you think about the data you're getting, the user manuals, the handwritten notes, the photos, all of those can now be interrogated like never before. We're going to talk about this. So remember the data lake? We talked about the AI factory. So all the data's in one place. Step 1. Step 2, ask your business for guidance. Get reporting in real time. So you can connect ChatGPT. There's lots of other models as well that are free, called open source models. You can connect that to your data lake. All right, so think about all your data coming in, all your knowledge, all your experiences in this lake, and then you ask your business questions, right? So, question might be, can you provide a breakdown of cost of goods sold for the last quarter? 30 seconds later, here's your answer, right? And it's looking at lots of different data sets that you have all together. So it might be your finance data, could be your job data, your ERP system, but it's normal language and it's answering the question. Another example, what's the accuracy rate of our inventory forecast? Like inventory, does anyone find inventory a problem? Like managing inventory. Would you like not to manage your inventory? I don't think anyone loves inventory. I haven't met too many people. But, managing the inventory and getting accuracy can be a real issue. And forecasting, like how much do we need, right? And so your data lake, your AI factory, can provide you with a forecast based on all the knowledge from the last 10 years of your business with one prompt, one question. So when you're on ChatGPT right now, you're accessing the internet's data. But with your AI factory, using the same technology, you're accessing your data, your private data, right? That stays private, that doesn't get leaked and trained and all those sort of things, right? That's the advantage of large language models. We're building these every day for businesses large and small, and what took 3 weeks to find the answer now takes 30 seconds. You can't tell me that that's not an advantage. And guess what? People are doing it right now. Again, projects last quarter, being able to give information quickly, what projects were on track, where do we exceed our labour budget, etc. And so just getting some information that goes, you know what? Yeah, I remember Project Alpha. We lost money on that project. Why did we lose that? How do we not make that mistake again? Simple language with immediate answers. So, we've talked about the AI factory, the data lake. We've talked about ChatGPT or a large language model on the lake. Now I want to talk about digital twins. So, digital twins have been around for quite a while. We had them for very expensive, like aircrafts, jet engines, things like that. It's a digital copy of a piece of physical equipment. Now you can do that with people, right? So one of the biggest challenges was creating connecting data, your data, to people. What are the strengths and weaknesses of my team? Where do they need help, right? How are they interacting with my clients and my business, etc.? So digital twin doesn't have to be Big Brother, but it can help assist the team in, you know what, Aaron, you underquote every time on this basin in this type of house, every time. And, you know, we lose money every time you do the estimate. So I turn up to work, there's one of these basins, and suddenly the AI messages me and says, hey Aaron, we know you're on site on that job, just remember that basin, right? You've got a track, we might not say this, but it's thinking, you've got a track record, right? Every job we lose $300 on this, and you've been doing it for the last 18 months. So just remember that, right? No supervisor, no one has to, you know, rip me a new one when I get back to the office. It's in real time. And you do that through digital twin technology. Data lake, digital twins of all your people. You can have digital twins of all your customers as well, right? What are they good at? What are they going to buy? Interesting stuff. So this then takes us down to the coaching, right, which we talked about, which again is helping people in real time while they're on site. You know, we've got a client, 100 people. They have field teams, so field engineers, and their people are coached via text message, right? But the AI is coaching them through text message and says just what we said before, you know, Aaron, you're on site now. These are the things you need to do. And just remember to talk to Mary, because I can look in the database and Mary was interested in buying this shower screen on the last job. Now, who's going to remember that, right? But the AI can pull it out of your lake. It can say, Aaron, you're here now, and it can now coach you, right? And it can be controlled. You know, there's lots of funny examples. I'm sure you've seen Reddit or YouTube or whatever of AI kind of taking over. That doesn't happen when you put guardrails around these systems, right? So also the technology now, I want to understand about paperwork. Who loves paperwork? Yeah. There's a real advantage now in trying to get the paperwork into the software. You know, is paperwork still banking up on the kitchen bench or the office, right? Paperwork can be interpreted now through generative AI. And it's great at reading images and turning that bit of paperwork. And in this example here, we've got a swim and we've got a TGS, which is a traffic management guide system for traffic control. And the AI can look at the image and go, I can understand that swim, you know, what the risks are, what do I need to do on site? Do people sign swims without reading them? Right. Everyone says yes, and a laugh too. You know, I've seen some of these swims like 50 pages. Like, I mean, come on, who's going to read that? And then the work site plan is another 100 pages, and it's bullshit, right? No one's going to read it. What the AI can do is go, I can read that plan. I can do that in about 4 seconds. I can read the swim. I know how to be safe and what the risks are. And then I can tell you in 3 lines what you need to be aware of here to keep safe or to do the right thing, right? Instead of reading all this stuff and looking at the plans, etc. So we've got some examples here of like combine the swim with the work plan, right? And build me a checklist. And it can do it for you. So, you know, we love checklists, right? But we know that most people are like tick, 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 tick. I've seen this every day for, my pre-start or whatever it is. Now you can have a customized checklist that relates to the plan and to the risks, and it can look at the digital twin of the person and go, you're risky or you're safe in this area. I'm going to give you a personalized checklist that actually relates to what you're doing, right? So you want to increase safety, make the insurance company happy, all these sort of things. You can do that. So we call this scaling customization at scale. You don't have to stick to a box, right? And go, well, my business doesn't run that way, or the software doesn't really understand me. You don't have to do that anymore. So interpretation of imagery, paperwork, etc. is an exciting part of what is happening in generative AI and also detection. So I want to move on to anomaly detection. So does anyone have a hangover? Is that a drunken laugh or? Okay. Maybe because you're here, you don't have a hangover, maybe. So the anomaly detection is, when you're looking at your business or you're doing work and you suddenly go, like John's doing that and he's got to do that and there's a problem. And you kind of go through this thought process in your brain based on all your experience where you go, something's not right. Or we're going to have a problem, or there's a problem right now, right? So anomaly detection can happen in real time. So we've got our AI factory, so all the data going into this big bucket, this big brain. Mind you, if you want to value your business effectively as well, that bucket, that AI factory, is an asset, and it exponentially increases the value of your business, right? You think about all your corporate memory and all the history you've got. But we've got this AI factory, and it's being fed all your data in real time, and suddenly it goes, hey, we're going to have a problem, or we've got a problem on this job, or we're going to have a problem here. And so you can have a simple one-page website, right, web page, dashboard that just shows you all the anomalies that are happening in your business, like we're underpaid on this, we need to order this, right? And all your team does is they just work on exceptions. Rather than going, I need to call John and Mary and work that out and all this. You think about all that time you waste in your working week on trying to find the truth, right? That doesn't have to happen anymore. Anomaly detection is a form of artificial intelligence. It's a machine learning algorithm, lots of data running through it, and it can detect anomalies. And it can help you make decisions quickly. All right, we're going through it, we're okay. All right, lots to take in. The other one, we were just talking this morning, right? We got a client in electrical, sort of commercial electrical industry up northern Queensland. They had 20,000 SKUs in their SimPro catalogue, and the pricing's all over the place. Does anyone have nice, clean pricing across every single product? One, very good. Sir, I want to meet you. So cost optimization procurement, we call this, where you can have an algorithm running on your data lake, on your AI factory, that is going, we need these parts or this inventory for these jobs, and I'm going to find you the best price. Now, I know we have our preferred suppliers, and there's probably a few in the room. We've got to be careful what we say. But we want to drive the cost of goods down, right? So you can make more GP, more margin. So this algorithm can run 24/7. It can look at your current suppliers, review the catalogs or the data feeds if you're doing that as well. It can approach other suppliers, and it can shop around to reduce your cost of goods sold. We've even got one client that says, well, their supplier gives them, if they find a better price during the credit term, they'll issue a credit note. So we have a price match algorithm that says, I can get this for the same price somewhere else. Can you match it? And they say, yeah, we can. Here's a credit note. Right? So again, you might be doing this yourself, trying to go, it's a $600 toilet. I need to get it for $500 because we're not making any money. Where do I find that? Cost optimization procurement, very important. Automated scheduling, very exciting. This is like our baby. Scheduling, I don't know if everyone loves scheduling as well, like inventory management. But scheduling is generally difficult, and it can really make or break a business. Training a AI algorithm, so it's like taking it to school, we can train on your schedule, right? So if you've got 1 year, 5 years, 10 years of scheduling data, we can understand how you can schedule very quickly, right? By training an AI model. And that can then replicate. So for example, 2 weeks ago, we deployed a scheduling algorithm for a client that has copied 10 people, 10 full-time schedulers, to 98% accuracy. So 98% of the time, the algorithm will select the right person for the right job, right? And it'll also optimize as well, because you also have an issue where you can, maybe you don't schedule great, and so you can copy that, but you can optimize it too. So scheduling is a big one, and it's ripe. The algorithms work in with your existing software. You don't need to change your software provider. These are things that you don't see. So remember, it's the brain, and it's doing things. Here's an example. Make sure it works. This is AI scheduling 29 jobs in less than 1 second. And it's in a table, but this can be pushed directly into your software. So 29 jobs, all done, right? And it looks simple, but it's based on all the patterns, right, of what the client has done over 5 years. Right? And then when you look at it, you go, hey, actually, I would have done that, or I would have done that, right? And so we get this automation happening, which can change everything. It's not hard to start. So just to wrap up, AI Factory, step 1, take ownership of your data. Right? Data sovereignty is going to be the new thing. If you don't own your data, someone else is. And if you're not using your data, someone else is. Right? Step 1. And then think about the problems or the robotic things that you do in your business that you don't like. Right? We want you to be more human. Right? The freedom to be more human is what AI is doing. It's not replacing humanity. It's allowing us to be more human. Right? Take the robot out of us that started from the Industrial Revolution. So good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Aaron. I don't know about everyone else. Have you seen that movie, I, Robot?
Have I?
Yeah?
Yes.
Oh.
Can I just say one thing, right?
Yeah, you loved it.
We thought that robots would be first, right? Factory workers would be replaced. Manual labour would be replaced. Robots are going to be last, right? Manual work is going to be last. So that's a big bit. iRobot, last. Creative, generative AI, first.
Can I just ask, I know we have questions that we're not asking questions right now, and you can put them in the app. Yeah, put them in the app and you will respond. But hang on, before you go,
yes.
You know how you said, this is just my one quick question, AI pulls data from everything in your business, okay? And that's how you get your lake, your data lake.
Yes.
What if one of those things is actually wrong, like it's been in the system for ages?
Yes.
Does it then...
It can detect and it cleans up. Just like that client we talked about with their pricing catalogue was all over the place and they're pricing jobs and losing money and going, it's a mess, right? The AI cleans up the catalogue, right? So it can detect human error.
Okay. What about the friends and family price?
Friends and family price? Well, scan the QR code, you get a friends and family price.
No, not you. I'm talking about in business. It's sort of like, hang on, you're my best friend, so surely I can get a tap a bit cheaper than that price.
That price? Well, yeah, maybe.
I think I found a flaw. Would you put your hands together for Aaron? Thank you.